kids' heroes, and I'm here again with another video. On this video, it's pretty much about Will Smith. Not fully about him, but something that he said. Will Smith, he's honestly probably the greatest thing that has come to social media, the internet. I don't think y'all truly understand how amazing Will Smith truly is. If you do not follow his Instagram, go follow his Instagram. It's literally at Will Smith on Instagram. Like, literally, go find it. Will Smith. That's him. This man has truly said something that made me even think further on what I've already thought about in life. It's pretty much, I'm going to let y'all watch the video, and then we're going to come back to it, okay? So, yeah. Here you go.
I was just having a debate with a friend of mine, and we got stuck on the difference between fault and responsibility. She kept talking about how something was somebody's fault. It's somebody's fault. I was like, it don't matter whose fault it is that something is broken if it's your responsibility to fix it. For example, it's not somebody's fault if their father was an abusive alcoholic, but it's for damn sure their responsibility to figure out how they're going to deal with those traumas and try to make a life out of it. It's not your fault if your partner cheated and ruined your marriage, but it is for damn sure your responsibility to figure out how to take that pain and how to overcome that and build a happy life for yourself. Fault and responsibility do not go together. It sucks, but they don't. When something is somebody's fault, we want them to suffer. We want them punished. We want them to pay. We want it to be their responsibility to fix it, but that's not how it works, especially when it's your heart. Your heart, your life, your happiness is your responsibility and your responsibility alone. As long as we're pointing the finger and stuck in whose fault something is, we're jammed and trapped into victim mode. When you're in victim mode, you are stuck in suffering. The road to power is in taking responsibility. Your heart, your life, your happiness is your responsibility and your responsibility alone.
All right, now that y'all watched it, he pointed out like a very good thing for a lot of people. A lot of people have to realize that a lot of things honestly isn't their fault. Like, it just honestly isn't your fault. For me, I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. That the universe has to balance. That obviously karma, it does exist. I believe in that. What Will pointed out was that it may not have been your fault, but it still is your responsibility. And that made me think of somebody as myself that actually suffers from anxiety. I wouldn't necessarily say suffer anymore, because I pretty much realized what it is and decided to now come to a place to do something that I'm actually enjoy, that I don't mind doing. And that's what this is, YouTube. I don't mind editing videos. I don't mind writing scripts or trying to find ideas. I can't wait to get my camera back so I can do more for you guys. But he made a very good point, and that a lot of things isn't your fault, but it is going to be your responsibility to get over it. So a lot of things in your past that you may not have been the reason for it to happen, but now it's your responsibility to be able to either seek help as far as going to therapy or anything like that, or just to actually feel in your mind and be able to come over and be like, okay, that this did happen, or this is something that I need to do. Like, even if you do feel like something may valuably be your fault, like it may actually be something that you did, then take it as your responsibility to take it as a lesson, to learn from it, to learn from what happened and how not to do it again is your responsibility. A lot of people these days constantly have excuses of different things that go on in their life. Okay, well, if you feel like it's not your fault, if you feel like it was your fault, whichever way it goes, let it be your responsibility to evolve from it in our reality. And that's one thing that when he said it, it made more sense because I've thought about this for everything that happened in my past. A lot of it was my fault, a lot of it wasn't my fault. But I took it as far as my responsibility to learn from what I did wrong as far as my fault and see for what others did that I obviously know that it was their fault or whatever, and took responsibility of it. I didn't just be like, well, if it was their fault, then it's their responsibility. No, I took responsibility of what happened in my life and said, okay, well, I'm just going to learn from it. I'm just going to grow from it. I'm going to evolve from who I was at that time to who I am now, and then constantly evolve. Like, even with this YouTube thing, I don't take any of it as far as, all right, well, it's just taking me forever to do it type deal. I take it as my responsibility, whether I feel like it may be my internet's fault, whether I may feel like it's my fault, may I feel like it's somebody else's fault. I'm going to take responsibility to learn from the different things that I've done, the different mistakes, try to tweak it, and to evolve even in my YouTube. I've made several different mistakes in my YouTube, especially at the beginning, even for my last video. Like, I constantly keep going and looking and be like, okay, well, maybe I need to slow down. Maybe, okay, well, I did this time. Why not I try this time? Like, I done gone through several different editing softwares. I done gone through several different devices of trying to find the perfect device setup that I can use even for right now without even having my camera. It's just simple things in your life that you can take a look at and feel like if it's your fault or not, and then just take a responsibility. As far as if you're in school, if you feel like, well, maybe I need to do this, or, well, it wasn't my fault, I didn't get enough sleep last night, it was my roommate. Well, then take it upon your responsibility to talk to your roommate. If you feel like, well, this happened at my job, it wasn't my fault, or this and that, well, take it as your responsibility to go talk to whoever you feel like you need to properly talk to, and then take it from there. But so a lot of people don't understand when it comes out to jobs, if you feel like somebody's picking on you or anything like that, record it. Keep a log. Like, tell HR. You have different steps, different ways that you can actually go about things. It's just different life aspects. Take responsibility of it. Now, this is not just far as saying for me, like I said, I've been through things in my past. I don't feel like a lot of it was my fault, because a lot of it wasn't. Some of the stuff happened to me when I was a child. So it wasn't nearly my fault for what happened, but it is my fault now as an adult to take responsibility. I'm just 23. But I didn't been through even so much as far as even when my auntie passed, like literally a little over 4 years ago. So much things happened to me then to where now I have taken more responsibility, even grown from what I went through in life from yesterday till today. And I'm just taking my chance on my ability, my experiences that I've been through, and allow that to constantly let me evolve. Will made a valid point, and I love that he actually puts a lot of this stuff out there so a lot of different people can actually hear it. Because some people refuse to go to a psychiatrist. Some people refuse to seek therapy. A lot of people feel like nobody listens to them. A lot of people feel like they have nobody to talk to. Whether there are different resources for people to use, people just literally refuse to use it. In this day and time, people may not call a phone or may not text somebody, but they may be on social media watching videos. So like somebody like Will Smith, they see his video, they hear him talking about it. Maybe it will click to them that way. It's just different ways that I'm very grateful that Will Smith is not only using his social media platform to be himself, to be funny, to be all this and that, but he's also being more of who he is as a human being, as a father, as Will Smith, to be honest. One of the most inspirational things that I've ever seen from Will Smith was when the Fresh Prince scene where he's talking about his dad. That was so much emotion. You could tell that was like, you could think like, man, was he really like, was he that good of an actor? And then when you hear about everything, you was like, some of the folks like that really wasn't script. Like the scene was script, but the emotion, that emotion kind of thing wasn't really script the way him and Uncle Phil had that connection. Something like that showed me that Will, like, he really means this and he does put his all in everything he does. And when he got on social media, just to see his funny side, just to see his inspirational side, has really shown so much as far as the platform that a lot of these stars have, celebrities have. And a lot of them don't use it to that aspect. A lot of them just use it to promote. And then that's it. They don't care about nobody else. They don't really care about their fans. They don't really care to even try to make you think or open up your mind. And a lot of people feel like, well, that's okay, this and that. When a lot of these kids look up to them, and a lot of people actually do try to talk to different celebrities about their emotions and feel like maybe, well, this is my favorite person. Hopefully that if I can't talk to nobody else, maybe I can talk to him, or maybe he could tell me something that'll make me feel good. It's not the best of ways for a lot of reasons, but it's the way that a lot of people think. Some of these people idolize people to a whole nother realm, and people feel like if you say something, you're just truly picking on that person or you're hating when you're not. You have to understand that when he said that there is a difference between fault and responsibility, there is. It greatly is. Like he said, the main example, if something's broken, it could be your fault or not, but it's your responsibility to fix it. That's it. You can't take anything else out of that. You can't take anything else away from that. If you disagree with that, then maybe you have a little bit more that you need to get in contact with on your inside. Maybe you really need to just sit back in a room and meditate, just to be honest. Because if you feel like it's not your responsibility, let's say, to fix your own broken heart, whether you felt like it was your fault to break it or not, it's still your responsibility. You can't feel like you have to go around in the world with a broken heart just because it was somebody else's fault. No, it's yours. It's not theirs. Don't let them be the ones to sit up here and tell you, oh, well, no, hey, it is what it is, and you take it as it is what it is. No, it's not. And don't find it for somebody else, let it be somebody else's responsibility to fix your broken heart. No. It's just the same thing as far as if you want to go to college and you may not have the resources now to actually go and do it. It may be somebody's fault, it may be somebody else's fault, but it's nobody else's responsibility in all reality for you wanting to go and you not going. If you want to go, then you may have to work first before you actually go to school. Maybe you have to let your job help pay for your schooling. Everybody has a different way to get around something. And that's just the reality of what I feel like. At the end of the day, if you think about it more, it may not be your fault, it may be your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix it. If you feel like your responsibility, you don't have a way around your responsibility to fix it, then that's when it's more of a problem. Like, you have a way around everything. Like, everything literally has a loophole. You just have to figure out what it is. Like, back again with my editing. My loophole with my editing was I went, had a camera, did the editing on my computer. Ended up having to take my camera, ship it off to service. So I didn't make a video for about 2-3 weeks. And I'm sitting here, well, I don't have a camera. I can't do nothing. Then I said, okay, well, I have my laptop. I know people that record off their laptop. Did my laptop, looked at it, resolution sucked. Felt stupid. Felt really, really bad. And I felt like it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. My camera, it was a defect in my camera. I had to send my camera off. Now, it became my responsibility to find a way around it to constantly be able to go through my YouTube. So then I said, okay, did the computer thing. Didn't work. All right. Didn't make another video for a while because I hated the quality. Then I thought about it. I have an iPad. I couldn't use my phone camera because my phone camera didn't work. So that was automatically out the question because that's what I was going to go for next. I wanted to give the best quality for what I had because I'm very big on quality. Then I said, okay, well, I got my iPad. Now, let me still try to use my computer with that sense as well. Too much frustration trying to transfer files. Okay. Hey, my phone screen records. Start using my phone for reactions. Now, it's as simply as screen recording on my phone, airdropping it to my iPad, and then put it in my editing software. That's my loophole. Then I came into a whole nother problem. Okay, going from my iPad to my computer. Sending the file would take too long. It wouldn't allow me to send the file as well. So it's not my fault that this is happening. But it is my responsibility to make it work. So try to send it directly from an actual cable from my iPad to my computer. Wouldn't find the actual video. So I had then took a while, got frustrated, then said, my iPad screen records. I started screen recording from my iPad. Then I didn't like the quality that it produced. Then something said, well, instead of trying to give it the best 4K quality, just try to even do it 1080. Did it 1080, software sends right through. Video goes right through. Then I said, why not just use iMovie? Stop trying to use another software. Use iMovie. You may actually like it for what you're trying to do as well. Do iMovie. Not only can I do the 4K, it automatically shows up in my computer. And not my MacBook, but my actual Windows computer. So like I said, it wasn't my fault that all of this happened. Because it's technology. I just automatically can't know everything about technology. But it was my responsibility to find a way and make it work. Then I found different loopholes, it's like the screen recordings on different devices. Then I kept going, and then I found out the more effective way to do it. So yes, wasn't my fault. Might have been my fault. I don't care. But it was my responsibility. So I took it upon myself and made everything work. Found a way. Took the initiative. I didn't ask for nobody's help. I didn't even Google that stuff up to try to find a different way around things. I actually just worked with it. I stay up to late nights in here trying to find different things and different ways to do different things. Because this is what I want. It wasn't my fault for what happened in my past. It was my fault for taking so long to finally do this. To do what I want to do. But now it's my responsibility for actually wanting to do it and wanting to do YouTube, wanted to write scripts, wanted to edit videos, wanted to actually let this be my career, want this to be my enjoyment, to where now I'm constantly evolving. That's what I feel like from the more depth of that conversation, that it's just that. And this is one of the videos that I said when I do start up my inspirational channel. This is something like this kind of video that I would actually be talking about, that I'll actually be doing. But like I said, if you agree with Will Smith, if you don't agree with him, just why? Why not? This is the type of things that a lot of people have to be able to think about, be able to talk about with different people. It's just life, you know? And we all have to help each other through it, whether we like it or not. You can't live on this earth alone, whether you want to or not. And when I say alone, I mean be the only person left on earth. You don't know everything. You don't know how to farm. You don't know how to make this and make that. You probably won't even know how to survive probably a night alone in the woods. But you probably know somebody that does. So it's literally just about helping each other. It's literally about finding something that you obviously lack that somebody else helps. So it's just one of the things that, like I said, that I definitely will be talking about, that I will be saying, and that will be going on in my video. And I honestly want to thank you all for watching if you have got this far along in the video. And if you wouldn't mind liking, just commenting how you feel, what you think, and even subscribing to the channel, it would definitely be greatly appreciated. And you all have a nice night, day, life, don't know. But thank you.